Hello, hello.
Oh, you got things sticking out over here. This is P over here.
I'm over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together, we are PM Artist Studio. Good morning to all of y'all. We have quite the crew here. All right, let's see. Ready, let's see. I lost my little chat thing. I gotta get them back. Do remember to turn your chat to live chat, so that way you don't miss anything. If you have a thumbsy up seed, please do that, as long as you know, I figure y'all that are here this early and hanging out definitely have. We very much appreciate it because it lets all the other people know, hey, something cool's happening over here. If you're watching on the replay, same kind of thing. Same thing. You know, thumbsy up seed. It helps. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Hit that little bell thing, and it should notify you when we're doing certain things. But, you know, we are at the mercy of the YouTube. All right, let's say hello to everyone. Because we got a lot here. All of a sudden, more people popped in. See, it's working.
Mo's better.
It's working.
It's working.
All right, we've got Ann, Brad, Candy Ann, Christy Hartman, Connie, Darcy from Darcy's Mixed Media, Donna, hello, you are new, welcome, Evie, Fran, Jody. Jody's been here before a few times. Jolynn, it's been a little while. Joni, Kathy, Lisa Mingus, Liz, Panka, Sandy Franklin, Arnetta popped in up there at the top, Panka, Marsha, Liz, all right, cool. Evie, all right. Some of our core makers group here. I like that.
I do too. Always makes me feel a little more secure in my venturing
It's just
out.
like, because then they understand me. You know, we got.
I don't have to explain things.
Oh.
You know, it's like the first date. you never get.
Yeah, you don't. I don't know what's going on with my bangs. They need trimming. They're doing weird things.
I can help you out with that.
I would appreciate it. Because like 2 days ago it was okay, but now we're hitting the moment.
Yeah, there is that critical mass
Hey, Marta.
moment.
Cool. Man, got an awesome crew here. Do remember to give the thumbsy upsies. All right, there's the Fire Goddess, also known as Constance or Connie. Jim and Peg are here. I think it's just Peg, but you know, Jim might be in the background.
Yeah,
Hello to you
lurking.
both. Hey, Fiona. All right, so today, what are we doing?
Well, we're doing a whole bunch of things. Like, Fran requested,
I'm going top.
okay. Fran requested last week, or maybe Thursday, I can't remember what day it was,
It was Thursday,
to use some more of the Nickel Azo gold and Nickel Azo. Oh, that lid didn't get put on there very good.
Oh, no. That could cause some problems.
Yeah, it could. You know, the ones that I use all the time.
Oh, Joni loves your necklace. She wants to see it up close.
Oh.
Well, she'd have to totally take off because she wrapped her scarf around it because they're neck diggers.
They're neck diggers. They are.
They dig into the neck.
But I made these, all except for, this was the original one that I bought at the
Hello,
Seattle
Kat.
Art Museum. What year, Mariah? Do you remember? We took one of this was when I was still teaching. Took a spring break and went to Seattle. We've actually been there twice.
It was before I was 30. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah, well, that was a while ago. And
Wasn't
anyway,
that
I thought they were wonderful because the whole thing was about using paper products to make three-dimensional art. Was the whole,
Yeah.
because they had an exhibit there, all kinds of wonderful things. Oh, finally got that lid on there. And I just decided that I could do that. Of course, mine are a little bigger. And a
She
little,
says just, you know, hold it under the camera. Stretch it out. And there you go.
okay, here, how about this? I'll just flop them down here. Can you see them? Can you see it?
Here, I'll try to zoom. Look at us doing some circus kind of things here.
But these are not necessarily the most wonderful things to do if you have any arthritic problems, because I had to stop after this because it's very hard on the joints in your thumb and this finger because you're rolling, and you have to apply a lot of pressure to get them to where, you know, they are. I love these because I used a chopstick in the middle and created the kind of square.
Mm-hmm.
But
And we showed how to do this once.
Yeah,
we did. A
did.
while back.
I can't remember.
It's been a little while.
And I still have those beads somewhere. Ran across them the other day. Thought, oh yeah, I need to remember where those are.
Hello, Estella.
Okay, all right, got that taken care of. Well, the other thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the postcard situation.
Oh yes.
So I'd like to get that out. Pardon me. I'd like to get that out of the way because it's right on top here. And you know, when I start shuffling layers around, things get lost and whatnot. Well, this is one of my most favorite, but I don't know how.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, it's kind of up to you guys. Like, if we want to include just some prints.
Well, is it going to show the gold?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I think that that's not a good thing then,
Yeah.
because that really relies on that
Yeah.
shiny business.
Yeah. I mean.
Well,
unless,
that's kind of disappointing.
Well, I mean, if we had a large print budget, yeah, I totally could see that happening. But
Yeah. Takes lots of money to get gold on your postcard.
yes, because that's a whole plate on its own, and then it's what you call a spot color.
Okay. Well, I don't know that I'm loving every part of this, but I went ahead and did the pencil outline on my gold there.
I like it.
I think it's subtle. I think it works. I don't know that I absolutely love it. Okay, now this is the one I was working on.
Susan, I know we showed part of the process. It was kind of like
What,
when we
bead
did,
making?
Yeah, when we did the beads and the bracelet.
Beads and the bracelet. We might need to revisit that.
I will post it later in Makers, and then we can kind of decide, hey, let's go
Is
a
this
little
enough
more
info or?
Let's go a little more in depth. We've gotten better.
I don't even remember what I did. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know part of the bracelet didn't get made up, so we could start there.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to talk about that right quite yet, nor that. All right, now remember these. Are these a possibility for postcards?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I think this would be a good one. I love the contrast. I think this would be fabulous, except the gold is just going to be yellow, but I still think this will work on this.
Yeah.
Whereas the others, yeah. I think this would make a fabulous postcard.
Yeah,
This would make a fabulous poster.
I think so.
And I think this would be a good one. And this one would be a good one.
So we were
So-
kind of thinking of doing 4.
A series of 4.
So we got to pick 4.
Yeah. And you have to buy all of, because,
We're going to put them in a set,
yeah.
just to make, the most sense out of it.
And I thought we were printing these in-house, but we're not. They're going to be printed by
Yeah.
people who have printed for us before.
Yes.
But the least you can order is 100. So each thing, a postcard, you would have 100 of these.
Hello, Amy.
So here's the deal: we have to get rid of all
Hey,
these
Cindy.
before we get any new ones.
Yes, exactly. And
Is
hello,
that-
Heather. Oh, sorry, you
Yeah.
had a rough time.
And what Mariah will do, she will take the photograph of how she wants it and send it to the people that do the print. Is that correct, Mariah?
I love that she thinks she knows how some of this stuff happens.
Well, I'm asking you to
I
correct me
know.
if I'm not.
You are not totally correct.
Oh.
So I have already photographed these. But then I have to take them into, and get the layout done because we want to make them kind of fun on the background. I think what I'll do is I will post them all in Makers later on. And then you guys can choose from there. And when I say Makers, that's the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group. Many of you that are already here in the chat are part of Makers, so you know what I'm talking about. So, if you aren't, if you're watching this on replay or just coming in and you're new to us, we do have a Facebook group, and that's kind of where us and many of these lovely folks that are in the chat hang out. And so I will post those and maybe put like a number with them, or say like this is, you know, the graffiti wall one. Here, let's go through them. That's graffiti wall. This is Chinese New Year. This is the
exploding teepee.
Well, I think it's like the Daleks attack the 80s. And then this is, you know, Daleks in the portal.
Portal.
Portal, yes.
X's and tomatoes.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah, and she'll tell me which way it needs to go.
I think I like that. It's the weights at the bottom.
Okay. We'll be on the lookout for that post, so. Hey, Stephanie.
Okay. Enough of that, right?
Those of you that are coming in, if you would, give the thumbsy upsies. We very much appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that's the #1 free way to help us.
Absolutely. Tommy Ann. Okay, I want to talk about, this is no longer Horny Man. This is Centaur Bull, because I looked this up and there is a whole, in Greek mythology, the bull. And I'm stylized the face more here. But Picasso was a big fan of bulls. You know, the whole Spanish bullfighting, macho BS. It's bull snot, by the way.
Bull snot.
Bull snot. That's kind of like SOL. I used to tell my kids that it was bull snot, and they would just look at me and nod. But remember, this was all purple. And what I discovered once I put down the bull centaur is that it all was fighting.
Yeah.
So I needed a color that was going to unify everything and dull out some of the areas that I did not wish to emphasize. And to do that, I used the nickel azo gold.
Which was one of the things that Fran wanted to know about.
Yes, I used a transparent color that allowed the underneath layers to show through, but made everything more cohesive and feel like you knew where the area of emphasis was. I worked a long time on this, and what it was is it was one of these that we were playing with when we did the, and
Spooky
it's interesting
Scrolls.
it's a whole year ago. You
Just
know,
about.
really, almost. Close. That we were using to make the books and our little accordion, my accordion pleated thing. So they were just sticking up here, and I was just sitting here going, you know, this needs something. I don't know what it needs.
Well, you actually made 2 projects during that time. Because you did your scroll in one of the old bracelets. And then we did the big book with all
and
the frames.
I just helped you with gel prints for that.
Yeah, and then I did my scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I don't know, do we want to put this in as a possibility for, I just don't know how this is going to translate to a much smaller venue.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to show. So that's possibly not going to happen. Okay, well, and we have Fran's cogs up and going.
Oh, yes.
Up and going, Fran. Look at this. Now, I know it's really hard for you to see the white here, but I needed that because I was using it on something else that I'll show you in just a minute. But remember when we talked about the tissue paper, and if you wanted to have another color on the back,
Yeah.
it was going to absolutely show through if you use transparencies. Well, again here, I don't think this is, I think this is the...
She wants to know more about the nickel azo yellow, as well as the gold. But
Oh, okay, well that's this one.
yeah.
It's very yellow. I actually prefer the transparent yellow iron oxide.
It's a little brighter.
It's a little brighter, and you notice it's
More transparent.
It's more transparent. Thank you.
I knew where you were going. You're the,
Now, you also have in this grouping here the Indian yellow,
Hey, so
and you can see it has a bit more red to it. Then you can bring in the quinacridone nickel azo gold,
did you
and
have
it has
those in order?
Pardon?
Did you have those in order?
No.
I mean, it looks
I
like
just
you
pulled
had
them.
that planned out.
Pulled them off of there like that. So, there you go.
There you go.
And the thing about it is if you want to make your transparent yellow iron oxide a little redder, all you have to do is you just have to come over here and add some transparent red iron oxide, which I'll put down here on this end because,
please.
yeah, technically it goes from red to yellow. But these two will make this.
She has the nickel azo yellow. That's why she's very interested in what to do with it. So
Well, you can mix it with a little transparent red iron oxide. If you want to make it a little redder. You want to make it even more yellow, all you have to do is just add some, transparent. Make sure it's transparent. This is where everybody loses it. Now, I'm not really crazy about this color of yellow. It's just,
it's
primary. It's yellow.
It's primary.
And it's really, really bright yellow. But it does work well with the quinacridone magenta.
Hey, Wendy, welcome. She wants to know. She has a question. She says, thank you for sharing your amazing art ideas. But she has a big question.
Okay.
How do you pull prints so the plate is mostly clean? That is always people are always so impressed.
I am glad you asked that because these colors right here are what I call cleaners. They're sticky because I think that they have a lot more binder or whatever it is in there, and this will clean off your plate. I use these all the time for that special, and the nice thing about it is you don't have to let it set and ripen. You can pull it almost right away, and hopefully we'll have some of those today, and I will try to mention that.
Well, let's move up on it then.
Move up on it. All right, so Fran wants me to use nickel azo yellow.
Yes.
Well, I will, Fran, but I'm probably going to use some other things with it because you know me. I'm not very good at just and I do, the reason I like this, the quinacridone and the transparent red, is because when I put a little bit of blue with this, I get a very lovely brown. Now, the nickel azo yellow, you're going to get green. So, you just keep that in mind, and you can mitigate and, whatever. Now, Fran, I'm not through. I've got to talk about this.
All right, I got a question here that I got to answer. So,
Okay.
Martha would like to know, is there a coupon that we kind of, to start out with? We have a basic 10 one, which we offer to our makers, which you can use, and anybody kind of can use, which is makers 10. So you can get that additional 10% off. But you can always go ahead, and if you plan on ordering more, if you want additional savings, which we're going to continue on and be a part of the PM Artist Studio YouTube channel business, we have our Arty perks. Yes, Arty perks. Hopefully our little Nightbot will drop that in here in a moment, or one of our lovely mods can do that. I don't have it right here next to me, otherwise I would have dropped it in. But yes, you can end up saving if you join Mucky Muck or Loverly. You can get 15% or 20% an additional off of your order. So those are some ways, but Makers 10 is one that you can freely.
Everyone has access to.
Peg is seeking coffee. Me too. Me too.
Okay, is that it?
That is it.
Okay, I didn't want to step on the end of your sentence.
I'd
I'd probably trip. So, you know me and my Frankenstencils. All right, I was so excited to see the edges of the new ones. Fran's, what does she call hers?
Okay, so there are kind of three main products or items.
But you've got pictures of them, so they'll know. I don't have to drag all that out because I don't.
Well, I would like you to show them. And aren't you going to use them today?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's going to use them. So
I'm going to use the ones I have right here.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Nightbot. That's the Arty Friends. That's the Makers of Mixed Media Facebook group. A lot of information is there. And then keep watching Nightbot. He'll drop other very helpful links, like to Arty perks, to the shop, things of that nature. But these are cogs and gears. And
cogs and gears.
Keep in mind, we're probably going to be adding to this later on, because Fran had quite a few, so I sort of picked like the ones that I felt like that were going to be like, all right, I know this will really draw some people in and kind of would make sense as a set, because I wanted to make them a little bit larger. But then once I had the larger ones, P was like, I really want some big ones. So we have like a set of 9 of Fran's stuff, of the cogs and gears, and then a trio of the smaller ones. And then we have the cascading, all the cascading ones. And those of you that watch or hang out with Fran on Mondays, she showed some of this. Now we altered it slightly just so that way it fits how we cut things and sort of how we put sets together. So I mean, in their base, they are pretty much what Fran had designed. We just kind of alter some of that, and we wanted to be able to give some different size options. So that's what we did there. That's exactly as Fran gave it to me, other than size. I think I altered the size of it, making it, I think, bigger than what she had given it to me.
I really like it simply because it's it has all of the different ones in there. Mm-hmm. I like that. And I like this little one too.
So that small one and the other smaller one come together as a set. And then the 2 big ones come together as a set, or you can buy all 4 of them together. The mixed, I called it the mad mix, because, Fran's are mad scientists, so I called it the mad mix is the one, and it's by itself. But then all the ones that look similar to one another, you have the option to buy them in a duo set or all together.
Okay. Fun stuff.
Yes, the gear cog things are awesome. And then there's going to be more that come up that are a little more clocky-like, but I want to work with those a bit, and I think there's some fun things that we can do with those. So I just have to work with the sets on that. And I only have so much time, and I wanted to get something out versus trying to wait for all that.
Okay, so there you go. Cogs and gears, and I've got those. They've got their own little folder, which I'm going to utilize. Well, I just wanted to show you a couple of prints that I pulled using just these right here. And the background here is the Franken stencil that I made. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and I have pictures of that, and eventually that will probably end up as some kind of strip or just a,
yeah,
kind of one of those, we used to call them longs, because they're long, but they're not.
This is going to be a
size.
stripper.
Yeah, but I don't know that I can get it down to a stripper size.
Well, it's almost there.
She's still not in charge of these things.
I mean, if you make it the same size, I think it qualifies.
It's a bit big for a stripper.
Well, whatever. Okay.
She's
I like it like this. If Mariah's not going to make it for you, just blow her off and get the parts and make your own.
I'm going to make it. I'm just not going to put it in a stripper set because it's not quite the right size.
Well, then you can go ahead and make your own and call it whatever you want. All right. Enough of that.
Oh, goodness.
It's just, apples and oranges.
That's right.
And oranges. So, the next thing I wanted to share with you was my lovely experience with the crow.
Oh, yes, we have another new one. Crows and ravens.
Crows and ravens.
Did you know that the main difference is size and caw?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think in Alaska we have ravens.
They were big.
Big mamas. And smart. Really smart. But we also had magpies up there, which were really funny. Okay, so I just wanted to get, because this one isn't even available. It was an R&D. And you learn things. So, this was, and I don't want to show this till the very end.
Yeah, because we cut off a couple of,
had to change some things out.
We're getting pretty good, but sometimes you just don't know until you've cut it.
And printed it.
And print it to know where some funky little areas might end up.
And you can see what happened there.
Yeah, the beak was getting lost.
The beak gets put in with the... Now, I don't think Brad changed too terribly much on this. I think this one remained pretty much the same. And I told him I thought it worked. You know. So I've got some ravens here. And the first batch that I pulled, I just grabbed some paper. Of course.
Wrong paper.
Wrong paper.
Yeah, wrong paper.
And it took me about 3 pulls to get all of it off. It's just some of that dadgum rice paper. See, you can see the weave of it.
Rice paper.
People think it's just wonderful. In my estimation, it's not too terribly wonderful. And I don't know where this... But you can see the problems here with the head.
Yeah.
It just gets lost in the whole mass of wings. But this guy, look at that. I mean, I could cut that out and that'd be wonderful on a collage right now. And actually, these wouldn't be too bad. And here, you can see more definition for whatever reason. Okay? And here it is over here. I think that's a good one. Okay, and here's the next print I pulled right after I pulled this one to try to get all the pieces of paper on here that, yeah, I mean, you can see them. They came off. Guess what I used to pull that with? Transparent red iron oxide or nickel azo gold.
Yeah, I think...
One or the other.
Yeah, you got a little bit of both there at some point.
Yeah. So then, all right, what did I do with that? This is when I finally, figured out how to use the stencil. And he's talking to his ghost image here.
Oh, or looking in a mirror or a puddle.
Or a puddle.
That would be good. It's kind of interesting thought.
Yeah. Anyway, I got 2 good prints, I think.
Yeah?
I mean, this isn't absolutely wonderful or anything.
It's
but
interesting, though.
It's interesting. And I might not be finished with it.
In the good interesting, not in the...
Good interesting. Because I could come back in and use a really light opaque color and go over this area and have it be sort of, like... Oh, the Italian futurists used to depict motion, but what they would do is they would repeat. One I remember is the little dachshund, and he's running, and his little legs are going. Doot, 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 doot.
I think they still do that, like in kids' books.
Okay, well that's what that, and he's a little dachshund on a leash. It's cute as all get out, but that would be kind of the effect there. And then this print I pulled just to clean the plate. And I think that's kind of wonderful. It's almost like this is water down here.
And they come in a set, so you get one flying and one perched. And they come in 3 different sizes. And the big ones are big. She doesn't have the big ones because she said she didn't want it, so I'm just holding that for the order. But
yeah,
they're
I don't
quite
really
big.
anticipate using the really big ones, but
Yeah, never.
these are the original ones you can see there. And let me get my
because
black.
now the beak on the flying bird is filled in.
I really want these back over here because I'm going to use these.
Especially on the smaller one. I think because that's medium. I think they're still like that. But on the smallest one, because, as you get smaller, you're losing definition and some of that you lose it anyway. So you might as well fill in the spot because it's going to make for a stable cut.
Okay, so on this one, the beak is completely filled in, and I obviously haven't used that one yet. And then this one is like that.
Oh yeah, good call on the paper there. Oh, Gayla has been feeding the same crow family for 25 years.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I talked to the ones on that use the neighbor's chimney to sit there and yell at me, but they haven't come down to visit.
I don't like what you're doing.
I guess I just need to get some peanuts out there, I guess, or
but
something.
I've told her not to do that because we also back up to the water, which we already have a little bit of a rodent thing that happens around these parts because we kind of have a wooded area and everything. Plus we have a deck, which is like, I don't know if you guys know about that, but it's like
it creates a nice little house for other for
critters.
Yeah,
it's like a critter resort.
Okay, I don't know that I'll use those today, but anyway, I wanted to show you. I'm happy about them. I'm really.
Oh, Pink is getting a 3-month-old dachshund today.
Oh.
We saw one of the neighbors was walking their dog. And it looks very much like a dachshund, but it's like an extra large dachshund. So I think, you know, obviously it's not like...
It's the regular size.
No, I mean, it's pretty big though, but I think they've mixed it with something else, but it really held on to the dachshund traits other than its size. It was just enlarged. It's like,
Bigger.
Dang, that's a big dachshund. So, that was funny.
Okay, well, just don't overfeed it because they have a tendency to have back issues
Yes.
with the spinal cord being extended out like that.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things that I really, you know, and we kind of touched on this, I think, the other day. Oh, let's see if we have anything to pull. Oh, we want to talk about contrast. This is a good one.
Is this something I was supposed to film?
No, this is really boring. But it's a great background. And this is going to be helpful because some of the things that I've noticed in makers, and I can't remember who you are, but, and don't take that personally. I'm terrible with names. I remember what you did. You had 3 of your stencils down, and you wanted to know what else to do with them. I think it was Julie Parker. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Because she messaged you.
Yes.
She'll watch later, usually.
So, here's the deal.
By the way, the crows will eat all the peanuts, won't leave anything behind, supposedly. That's what Amy
Well,
says.
we need to get some that aren't salted. Then.
Well, you can put Van in charge of that.
True.
Thank you,
I
Amy.
think it would be fun. I think it would be fun for Izzy, too.
Okay.
Okay, so, low contrast. This is extremely low contrast because the values are almost identical. This is a little bit higher contrast, but still low. This is a transparent... Mariah, can I turn this without knocking anything over?
Yeah, you think you're good?
Okay, this is a transparent, and this is an opaque. But that's what you want to think about if you want things to show up. Now, if you want just a cool background to do some stuff on top of, which we'll do that in a minute,
Painty papers.
we can do that here, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to put that over here. Everybody remember where I put it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
It's over there.
It's over yonder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk about this.
Ooh. Oh, well, I know what I want you to do with that.
What do you want me to do?
Well, what do you think I want you to do?
Gold.
You know it'd look good. Copper actually would look really cool, too. And you know Fran will back me up on that. She's cutting things right now, though.
Fran's cutting things?
Mhm.
Oh. So she's not with
Hi,
us?
Niecy. Well, she's probably listening. But
Are you listening, Fran?
Fran, get over the keyboard.
Give us a shout out.
It's your opportunity.
Okay, now Mariah says gold. And I think gold would be okay. But what I really want to do is I want to come in with red. And really punch out the color in that's lingering there with the... I'm pretty sure that this is the Nickel Azo gold.
So you were kind of practicing for Fran.
I was practicing for Fran.
Hey,
I
Ricky.
take
Sorry about
Fran's
that.
requests very, very... And you can tell this is extremely... Because you see the striations?
Yeah.
Somebody was asking me, how do you get a clean plate? Well, this isn't how you get a clean plate. Unless you want to leave it on there overnight. And we're probably going to leave this on here towards... Maybe we'll be able to pull it.
Well, if you hurry
Towards
up and
the
get
end.
something on there. Same.
We'll go with
Hey, Michelle.
this pink, which is kind of a red. It's actually called Permanent Rose. Well, let's don't do that. Let's go.
Oh, so you ixnayed my whole idea about...
Gold is not happening, no. Sometimes it will. This is crimson.
Of course, we're going murdery.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Hi, Carmencita.
Okay, now, on the Brayering here, this is kind of tricky. Because
Oh, hey,
you can
Susan.
catch edges of where the paint is really, and accidentally pull it up. So you want to get your first layer down. It's really important to get that brayer coated so that it's not picking up sticky paint. I'm not pushing. I am not pushing at all. I'm letting the weight of the brayer do all the work for me here, because I want to get down some paint before I start pushing. Muy importante.
That thing's gotten extra squeaky. Put some stuff on it.
She keeps wanting to put stuff on my brayer.
Well, just put some in the mineral oil. That's what everybody says.
Well, I don't have time for that, Mariah. Now, it doesn't even bother me. I don't even, it's like a birds chirping or something.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm not pushing. This is not the time to be bearing down and elephant stomping. This is the time to be kissing it lightly. Paper, did you?
Oh, sugar biscuits. No,
Uh-huh.
but I can.
Well, we'll just have to use.
Hold on, I'll get it done.
That's all right. I've got it over here. We'll just.
Now, this big stuff, like, what ultimately do you want me to cut it down to? I think you have the cutter.
Oh.
So you didn't hand me the cutter.
The cutter's on the end over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I cut some, was working with different configurations. Now look at how cool that looks.
Copper would have looked really cool too.
That wasn't the vibe that I wanted here. All right, now, another little thing that I want to point out here. When you are putting down your paper and just using part of it, before you put it away, go ahead and cut off the end, because when you try to pull this, you want to make sure that you've got, you're not doubling it back on itself and getting a wrinkle, which I had one here that had that happen. So,
do you want these like 5 or 6 inches?
Okay, so my plate is 4 by 6.
Okay. So 6.5.
And what's that? See, that's going to leave
And then you
an
want
odd.
like a 4.5. Here, what do you think about that?
Well, that's not going to work on my plate, sweetie, darling. Look. It needs to go bigger. And this is what I was telling you about that paper.
Okay.
I mean, I can still use it.
So we need to go 7
by 6 to make it work.
here.
I mean, I can still use these, but
Well, you can always hand it off to Izzy.
yeah.
And then I got a square over here of 6.5. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And remember, we were thinking about having doing a square. I don't know.
Okay, I gotta check. Hey, Patty.
Hey, how's the knee?
Yeah, how you doing?
I saw pictures of your stitches.
Yeah, that was like way more than I thought it
You
was.
should do a rubbing on that before, it comes off.
She's so weird.
Okay, let me know. Send it to me. I'll collage with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where are we here? I'll put that away for. All right. Now I wanted to talk about something, because I'm kind of, I'm becoming more aware of this as I, do my thing. When you put these stencils down on that first layer, you get a different pull than if you have layers of paint on there. So we're just going to do this. We'll use some of the nickel azo gold. No, we're not. We're going to let's use the transparent red iron oxide.
Okay.
It's just a little darker, and it's going to show up better. It's basically the same thing as nickel azo gold, and it acts the same way. But you can see how nice and shiny that surface is there. Well, that's what, turn this slightly. I think I can get some. This is what's lovely about having them both, is that you can really, okay, I need just plain paper, Mariah.
Okay. You like that on the 6.5, right?
Yeah.
This, like this.
Yeah.
And then you have pieces for Izzy. That's why we have all this running around.
Yeah. Okay. Don't cut too much of that because I can't talk to you right now. I'm busy.
Okay.
My brain is working in another area.
Okay. That should do you for a bit.
Modality.
I'll talk to chat.
Yes. You talk to the people.
I guess Gayla has a shrine for Patty. She would like the stitches. You guys are definitely in the right place.
Love it. Now, the other nice thing about these colors is that they dry very nicely. Okay, now look, we can compare. I don't really see a lot of difference here. Well, maybe on that one. That could just be because I didn't have enough paint down there. I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a lot of difference there.
So, we can ixnay that. All right, we'll let that, just make sure that's nice and dry, and it's not like we don't have tons of stuff over here to work with, because we do. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try a totally opaque. Totally opaque. What am I going to use over here that's totally opaque?
Oh, you could go with your teal color, or
I can go with this.
Or that. Not teal at all.
Hey, you know, sometimes my best prints have occurred when I was using just a really boring neutral color.
Oh, yeah.
And there may be a little bit of that left on there, so we'll have a little mixture of the...
Oh, that looks good that it's kind of bringing in.
Yeah.
That makes it more interesting.
It does make it more interesting.
Welcome to those of you that are coming in. Please do say hello in the chat. We'd like to say hello back. Give the thumbsy upsies. Lets everybody know that you're having a good time over here.
Be real careful with that. Happens to my piece that I lost.
Hello, L.A. Dealer. Have to remind me. I want to say it was Linda.
What? Oh, you're trying to think of somebody's name?
I am.
I'm terrible with names. I'm really good with images, though. I remember that.
She does.
And that'll be cool. Okay.
It is plexiglass under the plate. And you get that at the hardware store. Now you're going to let that dry.
I'm going to let that dry. But here, I'll turn it over and show it to you.
Yeah, you can put that back behind there. There we go.
Look at that.
That worked out well.
Looks very cool.
I think a cool technique would be if you can do your outlining thing with the gears.
Okay, let's do that.
I know you guys wanted to talk about like contrast and color. I mean, that seems like something that I feel like we talk about anyway, but if there are any questions or you want something particular discussed, please do let us know.
Okay, for the outlining technique, I want to talk about something. Do not use colors like the smalt hue. This stuff dries way fast. You want something that's going to hang around out there for a little bit. And
a little juicy.
Oh, it's kind of juicy. Okay, yeah, that's a good word for it, juicy. All right, let's start off with some of this stuff, and this is totally transparent. And this is 567.
Now this is one of the ones that we showed last stream that's very similar to like the Lucas Krill. There's a Lucas Krill kind of version of it.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is.
Permanent maroon, the golden.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that out here. I really like this color with the transparent red iron oxide. I think it looks really, really cool. And it makes a lovely kind of orangey.
Well, because the gel plates are sticky in nature, they just stick to the plexiglass.
Okay, now, one other thing about doing this outline technique. When you do this, it's probably not such a good idea to put your loose stencils on here, because they're going to move about. That's what's lovely about these cascading, you know, these guys right here. They stay together. They don't wiggle about the cabin. Oh, I'm getting some great tissue material here. And you don't even have to be really careful about getting it all off on this particular, because what you're going to do then is you can take some of your more drier paint.
And that's the Liquitex fluid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what color is that one?
Just a second, I'll tell you. This happens to be Indanthrine Blue. Indanthrine Blue. It's kind of a purpley blue. I really like it. I like it a lot. I'll never get this in the right place, but we'll.
That's a great story. So Anne says that when she had an open heart surgery, she mentioned to the surgeon that his stitching was lovely. Told me that he is married to a plastic surgeon who he had to do a scar revision on one of the patients.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess that'll learn you.
Okay, see, look, that's really cool too.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yeah. All right, now we're not finished yet, because I want to really make sure that that's going to show up there. So we're going to go over it with this. And this is a little bit more opaque than the other one I had down there, because see?
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite. I really like that, because it's kind of purpley, but just enough of that mulberry-ish. So brilliant.
All right, I'm really liking this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And I would really like for you to cut me some. See, this is not going to work, Mariah.
Well, I have some up here.
Oh, do you have just regular paper up there?
Yes. This one.
Copy paper?
Yeah.
And that's, you cut it just like we always cut it, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
To 6.5.
I didn't get quite as much blue as I thought I was going to get.
And that's a new stencil, so that
is a new stencil.
That's a little extra sticky.
Yeah. Okay, well this is kind of cool looking.
I love that.
Have a little bit of the, you can see the blue. All right, so that was the Incandescent Blue. And when I tell you that, I will say a lot of times, I will say, well, if that didn't work, register that in your brain and say, okay, well, now let's try something else. Okay? So we're going to put that aside, excuse me, for a minute and let that.
It looks cool.
Dry. It looks
but
cool,
that wasn't
but
quite
that wasn't what you wanted to see. I know what you want to see.
Well, okay, hey, can you slow down for just 2 seconds here? Because I got some thoughts on that. Number one, we need to tell people that that kind of weird piece of paper that she just used was the Richardson.
This is the Richardson.
Keep in mind that because you use that to push in, I don't know that it was going in as much as it needed to.
That is definitely a possibility.
And it has a slight, I mean, it is more tooth, not a lot, but it still has more tooth to it, a texture to the surface.
Okay.
Than the 32-pound hammer mill.
Okay.
That is going to factor in.
It is going to factor. We're going to try Prussian blue here.
And then
This is a juicier. Okay, and it's on a naked plate. Naked plate. Everybody got that?
naked plate.
Naked plate. Hey, you know, it has a difference. You can, and I want to go ahead and do that, but I want to get a nice outline here.
Yeah, the purpley color was quite lovely. That was Violet. She popped in here. Are we just talking of? Oh, the Violet is fabulous. I mean, Violet, the person, is also quite fabulous.
Yes.
Fran, where's Violet? Or she just listening. Sometimes she just listens. And then all of a sudden she'll pop in. I'll talk about her. Violet, where you at?
Are you there?
She might have things to do today. Who knows?
Okay, and we did get some more shelves added. Mariah helped me do that. For,
We had those on Thursday.
oh, we did? Did we have those on Thursday?
We did.
Did we talk about it?
Yes, because you showed even one of the panels.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And I think Sandy, she's like, thank you for showing me that. Because
Hey, I'm telling you what, if you have only vertical space available, not horizontal space, that's the way to go. And I kind of had a little oopsie moment there on the end, but that's still some nice stuff for
Hey, Carla.
All right, now we're going to use a little bit of this sort of more opaque purpley color that I really like a lot.
I like that.
And I like it with the I like it with the blues. But now remember that Prussian blue is going to be just ever so slightly more loose. It's going to fit into the creases and crevices a little more better. More better.
All right, and Laura, you may, it's going to be a minute before she probably reaches this because I'm guessing she's got a little lag. You may want to move your bar up if you want to be live. He does this all the time.
Well, I don't know how long I did it before somebody, thought to inform me.
Well, I don't think you realize it, and then, depending on what stream you're in or, who's going to, there's some outline. That's the business. She's very proud of herself. See,
Very proud of myself. Outline.
Oh, was that the Lucas Krill? Yes, the dark purple.
Yeah, these are the two that we used on this.
Yeah. And then Liquid Text Prussian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could use any of the... It's just that if you've got the heavier body paints, they tend to stick down in there a little bit better. Okay, well, think about what we want to pull that with.
Oh, Lisa Mingus, you will never go wrong with a Prussian blue. And I think just about any brand, they do differ. But, they get you in that. And the loveliness, I think, of Prussian blue is the amount of pigment that is in it. And I think that is one of the reasons that it performs in a way that you can get consistent results.
Yes.
And one of the best ones to use for image transfer.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hello, Barbara. Welcome. Hey, Hootha. So glad you're here. Those of you that are coming in, please do say hello in the chat. We want to say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we do things all the time. We're streaming 3 times a week. 3 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then 10 a.m. on Sundays, and that's Central Time. I wish I could rattle off all the, time zones, but my brain could barely handle.
Texas time.
Yeah, Texas time.
Okay.
Such a Texas thing to say. Texas time. Now we're in Central Time.
Mixing a little bit, but I don't really care if it all gets mixed up. But isn't that a lovely color? Sort of eggplanty.
I'm thinking that's like carbon copy blue, but
Haven't used that little jobber there.
Oh, Kate says Prussian blue is one of the hardest pigments to mull into a watercolor.
Oh.
She hates making it, but loves the color. Well, yeah, because it's probably very dense. Thus the highly pigmented. Wendy, that paper right now, this right here, is the, is that the Carnival tissue?
Carnival tissue.
Okay, it's Carnival wet strength tissue. Let me see if I think I have that link handy, perhaps. One second. I keep saying I need to make stuff a little handier on this business.
No, we're not ready for you to come up quite yet there, little guy. Did you see that lift? Okay, now we're going to go with nickel azo gold. Always give it a shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
Make sure the lid's on.
Yes, and a finger over it, just in case, you know, it isn't on as well.
Just in case. I mean, you know, you learn these things the hard way. Suddenly your hair's a really funny color.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Michelle. She says Prussian blue was the first color that P recommended to get when I saw it was using white apple barrel and my re-inkers. So I got Prussian. She loves it. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
And I did drop the link to the Carnival paper there in the chat if you guys want to check that out.
I could let that dry. Sorry, Mariah.
That's okay. No.
But I'm going to just put this down and hope underneath paint was wet enough. And usually it is because you've had something over it. But that's how you get this loveliness.
Ooh. Rock and roll there, P.
I know.
Oh, Ricky says that, yes, Carrie said that the coffee filters are a cheaper alternative to the Carnival tissue. Yeah, and if you have smaller plates, I mean, you can get those huge coffee filters. But yeah, I mean, use whatever you can.
Oh, and I thought you got some excellent results with those.
Yeah.
I was prepared to go, oh, yeah, okay, whatever.
She thought it was a little gimmicky.
Yeah, but I love the results that you got. I'm a believer.
We love it when the bar is set low and then our minds are blown.
Oh my goodness, first one of my place.
Hello, Malia. No worries. You can lurk. We do love you to say hello, though. And then you can go back to lurking.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, Francis, gunmetal cogs.
Oh, I've got some gunmetal.
You should be able to get the Carnival tissues, Paula. I mean, it comes from the UK, from what I...
Yeah, you guys...
Well, she's in the Netherlands, but I would think that they would ship easily.
Yeah, you don't have to... It doesn't have to come across on a boat or a plane.
We don't think. I don't know. I'm a little logistically challenged.
Geographically.
I don't know how they send it. I don't know. On the train? I don't know.
Now look at that.
That's fantabulous. Look at even in the corner. I love that the one...
Well, this is where I accidentally dropped one.
Oh, well, it's great.
And picked it up. And then I thought, well, I better just go ahead and do that some more. Because obviously that's going to look like a real big mistake there if I don't make it look intentional.
I love it.
And this is that, the greeny... This is the Lucas Krill.
Mm-hmm. You can order directly from them, the Carnival company.
Yeah, and we got a box full. I mean, I have a stack that's literally...
Well, they still, it's funny because they still processed it through Amazon. You know, a lot of companies are doing that now.
What does that do?
Basically, Amazon is their fulfillment center. And processing, too. Payments and... You know, because it's expensive to run an e-com shop. I mean, in a lot of ways, like depending on, you know, which payment gateways, how you want to set up that shop. E-com is, it can be more tricky than what some people realize. This is what we do at our daytime job.
Yeah.
If you need a website, let me know. Send
Who's
you over to Brad.
What's it? what's it? Okay, we're going to grab some of these and get some stuff down so they can be. All right, let's use some nickel azo yellow.
I think they might still do that, Malia. She says, I remember back when Google Maps used to tell you to kayak across an ocean if you plugged it in overseas address. You know, versus like walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys. All right, make sure my brayer's kind of sort of clean.
Yeah, see.
I noticed people were talking about the care of their brayer. I take the paint off my brayer when it clogs up so much that it no longer runs.
See, there's a channel between, like, you know, water. There's a channel between UK and Netherlands.
Right.
Yeah, so it still requires some.
Either plane or boat. No, they don't have any swimmers that are Pony Express.
A kayak.
Kayak. There you go.
Let me tell you, though, that box probably would not go well on a kayak.
All right, now, this is lovely. We have a low contrast print here with a lovely background that we can now come back and do some other things to.
Yes, in a minute.
In a bit.
We'll get back to you.
Get back to you. All right, now.
Hey, Maxine.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to use on this one?
Oh, she uses posh cloth like tablecloths.
For what?
She's crafty, man.
For what? For what?
Instead of, like, you know, a tissue paper or anything, she just uses, I think, some of those, you know, like party tablecloths.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of the paper ones. I mean, I'm assuming that's what she meant.
Yeah. Okay, we're using Amsterdam acrylic bronze, and it's half transparent. I like it. It's still, I think, I'm hoping, going to allow for the, and I went with this because it still has kind of a pinky tinge to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Oh, crud.
Did you pull paper off? Or?
Pulling paper off over here.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Well,
that one kind of sounded weird.
This one doesn't squeak as much as the other one.
Oh, that's why it sounded weird. It's good stuff. Now, which copper was that?
I don't have time to tell you right now because I'm trying to get something down here so I can get this.
Yeah, and you gotta move quick.
Here.
Gotta move quick.
Metallics don't, especially in Texas. Now, Fran,
she can do whatever
she can go to the bathroom, pour a cup of coffee, you know, smoke a cigarette.
A cup of.
And come back and pull a print.
Like,
absolutely.
how does that happen?
I'm having an anxiety attack as I watch. And I'm going, oh my God, get some paper on there. And she puts it on and comes off early. Well, that didn't happen here.
No, it does not. There are many factors. Many factors.
I don't know that I'm in love with that.
I like it. I think it's pretty groovy. I think that you can do more to it and it'll be really cool.
Well, I just don't know what else I'm going to do to it because I think I've already
done what you... Hi, Violet. She's back.
Is Violet back?
She was here at the very beginning. I know that because, yeah, she's there.
Okay, this is transparent.
Very.
Very transparent. So I'm thinking a very opaque.
Yeah, Devon, I think Devon has similar climate. It's dry there for her because she's mentioned that in a few of her videos about how, you know, she's got to move on it too.
Yeah.
Especially metallics. Metallics are just going to go quick.
Okay, this is cheap apple barrel opaque. I just love to do that. I have to do that, but I think it's very cool.
She does.
Suck back in there. Yeah.
Yeah, similar, but much cold. Yeah, she has, like, you know, the dry cold. We have the dry hot.
True that. I might need some more of the hammer heel.
Oh, you need more?
I only have one piece left.
I got more over here.
Now, I don't know if that's... But, I mean, you can still... If I hadn't had the darker outlining there, it would really not be good at all. Really not.
Really not.
Really not.
I mean, it's only like not good. It's just...
This is like really not good. Okay, we're going to pull this with a transparent, or maybe we should just go with, okay, let's go with opaque. Light phthalo blue.
Now, I know we said that we were going to talk about kind of different papers and things, which sort of we have, but I wanted to, you know, bring that. What am I trying to say here? Acknowledge. There
Acknowledge
we go.
that
yes.
we were going to talk about that. Well, we can. You can talk about that.
I am going to, because you noticed earlier when she used the Richardson, which is the printmaking. It's heavier duty.
Yeah, and remind me just a minute. I got a whole leaflet thing from them inside the package.
Oh,
which,
okay.
by the way, and I think this is very important. I did not mean to step on your sentence, Mariah, but it was packed, double boxed, and then they had used paper on it on both ends so it didn't get crunched, because that's one of the things that really irritates the dog do out of me is I pay premium price for a paper and it comes in the one whole corner of the entire ream is dog-eared.
Yeah, that's very...
And this doesn't happen, and it comes from Utrecht.
Well, it was, we bought it through Blick.
Right, but the box was Utrecht.
Oh, so, see, they have a fulfillment center. See, we're learning all kinds of things today.
Yeah, okay, now here, well, I think I'm going to just have to break down and
peel it.
Because, see, you can tell when you start getting a lip there, you have, and I don't know that I necessarily like that color.
Well, it might be really good on the base layer. That's your hope.
That's my hope.
It's a 50-50.
Okay. Now, what did I do with, oh goodness, that little piece of paper from here we go. Okay, this came in the box.
Oh, that's cool. We didn't get that when we bought the smaller pack.
Well, this is printmaking paper, and it's bulk.
I guess they figured now you're invested. You might want to know some more
information. Now, you're going to have to go online to check out their prices because they did not put their prices in here.
No, would they? Because once again, it's going through a fulfillment center. So depending on who is
has the contract.
Well, who is the dealer? So in this case, it was Blick. You're going to get different price points and things of that nature, most likely. You know, so that's why it's kind of good to shop around, and definitely even shop around from Amazon. Amazon doesn't always have the best price.
No, they don't.
Now, one of the reasons that we kind of push the Amazon is because we have affiliate links, and it's one of the ways that we get to make a little extra money. I mean, usually it's like $20 every 6 months. I'm not joking.
But it ain't paying the bills.
No. But it's kind of cool. Every once in a while, they send us a little gift card, and Brad's like, what's that for? He asks me every time.
Well, it's because it's such a rare occurrence.
It's like, remember?
It's like me doing something once on the computer.
Exactly. So there you go. That's some info on.
Okay, well, they've got lots of stuff. They've got black butcher paper.
They're a family-owned company.
Oh.
The Richardson.
And then they've got some number 70 laid white charcoal paper. Buy 100 sheets of that. Then they've got, okay, here's your bulk paper category over here. All right? And they've got a lot. Okay, this is a 60 pound, 75, 90 pound, 100 pound drawing paper, which you could probably use that for printmaking, what we do here. They've got newsprint, which is 35 pound. That's pretty. I don't see any tissue paper though.
Well, you could probably use the newsprint similarly.
Similarly, but it's opaque. Here's black art paper.
Oh.
And they've got
what's the weight of it?
135 pounds.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, that's kind of heavy duty. That's more like cardstock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like that for printing. Because printing, you kind of need something it's crucial. It's got to be soft enough that you can push it down in there.
But
And that is one of the reasons that even though I'm not getting, or it's not leaving behind more of those little lines and squishing them in.
Here's the thing.
What?
Here's the thing. Technically, what one should be using the printmaking paper is to pull that final print.
True. And this is your final print that's like absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, this is like, oh my God, we're going to frame this, or we're going to sell it, or whatever.
Yeah.
This is going to the gallery. And that's why it is nice to have that heavier paper, because especially, you know, if you're letting layers build up on the plate, you're going to want something that can handle that pull. Especially when P's doing, you know, some of her stuff. Because it gets thick.
Now here's some transfer paper roll. I'm kind of listening to you, but I'm also reading because I already know all of the stuff you're already talking about over there. Transfer paper rolls. Okay, it's
Oh, I want to know about that.
no waste, no bleed, clean, clear tracings, great for multiple uses, smudge proof.
That would be probably very close to the...
Well, we ought to check the price point out on that.
Okay, well, hand me that thing, and
Yeah, I know. I kept it out because I knew that you would be more
interested in figuring it out.
interested. Okay, we're going to let that set a bit and ripen. Let's see if we can start pulling some stuff here. Yeah, that ought to be ready. I feel it, and if the wrinkles are all gone, I think probably it's good to go. See, nice, clean.
Okay, and then Wendy had a
Oh.
question. So, does the titanium white clean the plate? Do I need to let the paper set a few minutes? Once my plate won't come clean, do I use hand sanitizer? Okay, yes, let's talk through all that. That's the quick rundown of...
Okay, well, let me just do it. But I want everybody to admire this
Yes,
print.
wait, we need some, you know...
And look at the plate. The plate is clean. There's one tiny little smudgy poo there, which I'm going to show you what I do. All that hand sanitizer, blah, 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 blah. You don't need it. You just need some of this. Look at this. The label's starting to come up. Cutting board oil. Food grade mineral oil. So, you know, if I was having a bit of constipation, I could just take a spoonful of this and cleans you out, just like it cleans the plate.
You can also get that at the pharmacy.
Yeah. You can get that at the pharmacy. I like this because it's kind of lemony, smells nice. And I don't wait for my plates to get cruddy. I like a clean, clear. I know how to get prints that have built up stuff on the outside, and I'll talk about that at another time. It's just how you use your paint and how you clean it off. The thing you want to do is you want to make sure your edges are clean, because this is where it's going to catch, and once it starts tearing, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So make sure that you clean all of those little, and get that, look at that. And that was a fairly clean plate. My next pull is going to be wonderful. Clean, crisp, nice print. Okay, now, for those of you who like that bit of built up grunge and whatnot, you just go ahead and build up your grunge all you want to. I will say, you know, old Sethy Poo had a little incident in which I kind of chuckled about it.
Yeah, because he let it build up, but what if...
He didn't ever clean it.
Well, and what happens is the plate just completely dries out and it has cracked.
Yeah.
So, you know, you do need to condition it if you want it to last a long time. And
yeah.
And if you want to pull clean, highly, I want to say high res. That's where my brain's going.
You want your definition.
Yes.
You need a clean plate. And I've got lots of smushy, mushy goo.
Yeah, if you're doing painty backgrounds and things of that nature, sure, go nuts. Let it build up. Do whatever you need to do. Just know that, you know, you're not going to probably get, like, you know, any stencil design stuff that's going to come across crisp.
Okay, this is some of that smalt hue blue, which is very dry. And it has a tendency to sort of hang about and stay on there. I like it, but it's a very, all right, now I'm getting a nice thin mucky muck layer there. Put a little red, it's dry paint, and it's very, very transparent. Okay, now I'm back to a mucked up plate. No problemo.
No problemo.
Clean your brayer off.
And flip it.
By the way, look at that nice color.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I wish I could. That's not ready to pull them.
What you should start doing is jotting down little notes of, you know, what should be the last few colors to put on the brayer, so that final skin is where you want it.
Seriously.
Do you think that
That's such a good idea, Mariah? Okay, I gotta get this piece of paper off because this is gonna give me fits.
Here's another thought. I'm wondering, like, once you've pulled the skin off, could you put it on the plate and pull a final color that you really wanted?
I don't know.
That's some fun stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get this off here without getting any of my paint off here. And it's not cooperating.
I put the link in the chat. So there is that oil. It's Clark's cutting board oil. That's the one that we like. It's a little bit pricey. I mean, it isn't
but
crazy,
you can just get the oil. You don't have to get all the Goo stuff that we got with it, because we tried.
I did. The link that I put in was just to
the oil. Yeah. It's all natural conditions wood.
Oh, the Richardson paper that we have. What weight is it? Do you have that?
I don't know that it had a weight.
Yeah, I think that it does. I have the printout thing. I think I took it back downstairs because I did pictures or.
I don't.
Let me, oh, here, hold on. I'll go to the blog. 1 sec. I had all that information, in the blog thing, I think.
All right, now I do have a bit of muck on the paper here, but we're just gonna. Well, at this point, I don't know if it pulled off paint or if it pulled. It pulled off paper. I'm getting it now. I was pretty sure it did because I could tell where the paper was coming off. On the.
Are you gonna peel that right now?
I'm gonna put on a coat that, just like you said.
Oh.
My final coat.
You're applying
so that's going to determine what I'm going to put on here. It's not necessarily the color I wanted. It's just the color that I want
on
here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this will be nice because it's slightly transparent.
88 pound.
Hey, I think that's a good weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good weight. What is the weight of the copy paper we use?
That is the 32 pound.
Yeah. So see, can you see the big difference?
And then the You Create, which is kind of one of the other printmaking papers, and you can get that through Blick too, and you can get it in bulk. Oh, you have another thing stuck to it.
That's all right.
Just Frankenstenciling without even knowing it.
Got my Frankenstencil I need to use.
Oh goodness.
Oh heck yeah.
Heck yeah. I'll just put the link to this, so any of you guys that are really interested in more information regarding the papers that we use, especially with these printmaking papers. Remember, we did the stream and then we went ahead and did the blog about it. So here's that blog link, and it has links to look at, purchasing those papers too.
Okay, now can you see I started pulling up paint, so I know it's time to stop. Okay?
Although we haven't
we're
figured
done.
it out yet.
Yeah.
We've got to do a project with the trinkets. Like, people now are starting to ask in all kinds of videos, like, what do you do with those? Like, well, we're saving them.
Saving them.
We're saving them.
If you
we don't know yet.
If you save it now, you can always throw it away later. But if you don't save it now, you won't have anything to throw away.
The project itself will appear, and we'll be like, those will be perfect. That's what she keeps telling me. I've bought her story so far.
Okay, that's nice and mucky.
Nice and mucky. Hey, those of you that are coming in, welcome. We appreciate you hanging out. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies, you know, on the video.
Contrast.
It has been achieved. Well, at this point, it has been achieved. Now, depending on what she does to pull this thing, will the contrast stay?
That's the
$1 million
question.
$1 million question.
$1 million question. All right, let's pull this baby. See, look at that. Came off there like butter.
Oh, yeah. See, I like it. I think it needs another layer on it. It is a little
Well, what do
pinky.
you recommend? We'll just layer it up right now.
Okay, do it.
Talk to me.
I am thinking. Okay, one thing that would be cool, and I think talk to what Fran was wanting, would be utilizing the nickel hazel yellow, maybe to give a wash over the top of it, which would change it and make it probably more interesting and less pinky. How about that thought? Or something of that nature.
Okay.
A
I'll
glaze.
go for that. That little booger, kind of. But first of all, what we're going to do here.
Oh, that's a good idea. Anne says, how about use theme for the monthly theme that is about what others consider trash? Oh, yes, because that one is coming up. I think is that October? I'm pretty sure that the trash one is October. Because September is sticks. I try to stick to alliteration because it helps me remember things.
Sticks? Like S-T-I-C-K-S?
Yeah, sticks.
Or sticks?
Depends on how. Well,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I put this down, but
Shannon?
it's still ever so slightly wet. So I must wait for this to dry before I use it to pull this. I'm just adding a little bit more, another little bit of a layer. I will put it right next to it so I will know.
Oh, Susan says to add use the Franken-stencil to add to that print. Oh,
Well, that would be a good idea also. Bien.
in. This hair over here is driving me crazy.
Okay, well, we can pull this one. I'm pretty sure that it should have
That's hilarious.
ripened.
Kate says that her son is convinced that jelly printing was invented for hoarders. He ain't wrong. There's a little. It's actually what do we say that, because it's very particular. It's a niche. Of hoarding.
Specialized.
It's different. It's
Specialized hoarders.
Specialized. Oh goodness.
Okay, well, this little booger is like one of my favorites.
Oh, yes, who has the biggest trinket collection? Yeah, we need to have that. You know, show us your trinkets on Makers. Hey, Rosemary.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Hey, April. Oh, brand new ones. See, these are the bigger ones. These are the cogs that come in the set of 9. I'll put a link.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with this. I don't know that it'll do anything, but you can see it's fairly opaque.
Maybe I should change the main picture to the set of 9. I'll probably do that. Seems more like, you know, probably what people would be interested in.
Well, that's really juicy.
Yes, an accumulator. Or what is it? A curator.
Curator. Collections.
Collections. Agreed with that there, Shannon. Very much so.
I have collections of things. Many things. running out of dry paper.
Yeah. Lexi. Hey, Lexi. Hey, Penny. Hi.
Isn't that a gorgeous color? I mean, now look at that.
Yeah. That's the business there. Careful. You know, when the paint builds up on the stencils or masks, they actually become a bit more strong. But, you know, when they've got little dangly bits, when they're brand new, go easy. You should have hung it off the edge a little. That's the other trick.
Yes, it is.
Because it makes it easier to get them up. And then, was it Lisa? Lisa Mingus? She showed the tool, the clay tool. Oh. Very deep sea. Especially since some of these have a very nautical ship feel to them.
I agree. And it could be, you know, starship rather than ship. Like alien starships.
Oh, alien starships, yeah. They I
Now,
almost put that in the name.
Here is your transparency. We're achieving the results that we wanted here because of the contrast, but we still have transparency. So it's possible to get transparency with high contrast as well. That's going to be a lovely one.
April, so there are all sorts of things that you can do with the prints. From like, so the necklaces, some of the necklaces that he's wearing today, she's even rolled them up into those beads. That's one thing. You can use them to collage, just make journal collages.
See?
You can make artist books.
Nice clean plate.
Beautifully. We have all kinds of books. Let me grab one. I think these are some of the latest ones. Yeah. So we have a whole series of us showing the weeks of prints that these here books came from. And some are in various stages along with texture pastes, and some even have a little collage. We love adding pencil work. You know, it's going to take you a little while to master getting paint down on the plate and pulling just regular painty prints. But once you do that, there are all sorts of things that you can do.
All right.
April, yes, I think I'm answering her question right now.
Okay, now we're going to use the transparent red iron oxide brand, which is in the same family as the transparent yellow iron oxide. I like them both. Be careful with these little jobbers on the end here because they flip up and
Aha, I like that, Susan. She says, yeah, collectors collect things that are beautiful to them. Hoarders keep their garbage, wet food, garbage, all that. We're not hoarders. Okay. I agree with that, 100%. We are collectors. And as Anne said, I knew it was Anne that had said something of that sort, that the curator of a private collection. Brad calls them fancy things. When he doesn't want to necessarily offend, but he doesn't know what it is or why we have it. He says, those are Mariah's fancy things.
we have most of the fancy things. Okay, now check that out, folks.
I like it.
Okay, it wouldn't have happened without the opaque blue being put on at the pull stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of that, so keep in mind, now see, she's getting a little crazy magic on you, because the original print was pulled with that blue. Because she started with the transparent.
Yeah.
Pulled that with the blue. Then, basically like, or it's a glaze.
It's a glaze.
At that point,
Certainly
put another transparent color on top of that.
this is going to be a lot of stuff. Okay, so what do I want to use down there?
Yeah, see, Malia, that's where like the curating. You know, you've got to keep all of the prints and then have different phases of, you know, we used to say like the IDKs, the I don't know stuff. That kind of goes in one pile. Then there are ones that like once they've built up and they're like, oh yeah, no, this is some business. This is good stuff. She has boxes stuffed away of those, squirreling them away like a little squirrel or a dragon.
Huh. Huh.
Are you huffing at me or?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're playing a dangerous game there.
I am. Living on the edge.
But I like it. Aha. Now that needs to dry.
It does. It needs to ripen because we want to leave it on the tree.
Carla's husband calls them
And
birdies.
this is going to be interesting because remember, I don't have
Anything there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
And
is,
it's paint
this
to
is,
paint.
And this is just naked.
Yeah, that's naked plate at the bottom there, and then the other stuff is paint to paint. Not all of it's probably going to come up, I don't think. Depending on how long
I'm thinking
you leave
this up here is going to come up fine. But this down here where there's no paint on top of that paint, we shall see. I've never done this before. And I just thought, you know, why not?
Why not?
We might as well. Okay, here we go.
That's right, Michelle. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I think I can do
Susan's
it if I
excited.
tread carefully.
All right, here's where I think the yellow iron ox, the yellow that Fran wants, would be cool.
I think you're right.
Okay, wow, that was easy. Scares me a little when she...
But
That was too good to be true.
I've got an alternative. It's in the same color range. This. A little brighter.
Yeah. Why not a little bit of both?
Well, because when you start doing that, and this heavy body and that other thing in you have a kind of a questionable surface here anyway.
All right.
Ha! Look at that little dude.
Ah. Oh, a proper trinket.
Looks like an itty bitty titty. Stick that down in there. I'm getting almost full up, so we're going to have to figure out something.
I'm looking forward to it. I think a journal cover would be fun, or something like that, or sculpture.
Can't get my hand turned the right way to get that off my thumb.
Oh, that's a good idea. Anne's gonna use some of the tissue paper that she's not really thrilled with as roll off and blot paper, and then she's gonna use it to wrap gifts and happy mail.
Oh,
I think that is a fantastic idea.
me too.
Oh, definitely, Heather. You should definitely do the mandel thing. Just remember, start kind of small, so that way you start to know which parts are connected, and because that's probably one of the hardest things about stencil design is, you know, is it all going to just come out in pieces and then you have a good stencil, or is it going to stay together as one thing? Then you have a mask. Those are the, you know. Those are the things.
Good contact with the surface.
Oh yeah, you got to go through them every once in a while, and then you, like P says all the time, that she'll go even through the ones that she thought were really good ones at a certain point. Go, okay, you know, yeah. See, I knew that was going to be some good high contrast. Also, very highly complementary colors.
Yes.
But that's why it also browned out. But that's okay.
Look at all, you can, I mean, this is really going to be exceptional. Look at all the details in here. This is a really nice print. This is definitely frameable or whatever. At least at this stage. Well, now I'm going to have to start pulling because I don't have any open plates.
Hopefully some of...
Yeah, that have kind of... Let's see, what's this one? Oh, this is... We need to do something with that. That's just boring as crud.
Oh yes, that was a good background.
That was a good background.
Hey Trish, so glad you're here. A steampunk suede. Yeah, that was a good call, Heather.
Okay, I'm just getting rid of that stuff on the edge because that's where your problems occur. And this is one of those plates that we cut, and this could be what you know, the plate maker people, come on, help me out, gel press say not to cut up your own is because you do it's easy to get a lip there on your edge. It can cause you some problems. All right, let's do something purple, like really purple. Okay, we want a mask. We need a mask.
Well, Malia, sometimes one of the things that you gotta do, if you want to hold a color, let it dry.
What is it?
So she says that she spends most of her time trying to make up amazing color combinations. Some of my prints are just rainbow vomit, which that's okay too.
Hey, I went through the rainbow vomit stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now I was gonna put this one down here, but poop. Still some stuff on that. I don't think I'm going to, but you know what I'm really gonna do here because I want to get a...
See, these big ones are from that set of 9.
Yeah. All right, now, where are the rest? Here they are. Haven't used this one. And
hey, you know what I just thought? You know, it's kind of funny that the ravens and the, you know, and the mix of the cogs and all that is very steampunky.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of purely coincidental that these things kind of came out at the same time, but...
Well, isn't that... Who wanted the crow?
Lisa. Series Hecka.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to do an Edgar Allan Poe thing.
Oh. Well, we love us some Edgar Allan Poe. Forevermore.
Oh, yeah, Violet cut hers, but you did it with scissors. Don't use scissors.
What did she do?
She cut her plates with scissors.
Oh, yeah.
You got to use an X-Acto knife, an extremely sharp one.
Yeah.
You need to have your plate down on a glass mat of some sort or something similar that it will stick to, and possibly even have lines that you can line things up with. Use a metal ruler and be committed to your cut.
Committed.
Ooh, yes. Oh, Patty's back.
All right, there we go. Look at that. Now, I could have gone with a more transparent purple, which would have allowed more of that to, you know. But if you want to emphasize your design, really what you want is you want that image to be showing. You don't want all that other goo-gaw stuff in the background. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, here's some of our...
Yes, mucky muck.
Mucky muck.
Put some more down.
Put a little more down. Now what are we going to do?
I don't know. What are you feeling there?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like if I can find them.
Yeah.
My birds.
Welcome to those of you that are coming in. Say hello in the chat. We would love to say hello back. If you're watching on a Psalm replay, sorry about that. Do comment below. Say hi there. I will chat with you there. No problemo. Thumbsy upsies. Subscribe to the channel. ring the bell. All that YouTube-y stuff.
Trying to find my darn.
Oh no. Oh, there was something you said that you wanted to bring back in later or something. Is that what you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking for my birds. I don't know what I did with them.
Just done lost the birds.
Birds are MIA.
Are they in the folder? You had a red and a blue folder, so look for that.
No, that's the cogs are in the red. And they're not strippers. I thought I had a
I'm gonna come help. You're making me crazy.
One print.
Be good in the chat.
Maybe the bottle take over. I think I found them.
Okay.
Maybe. No.
Here. I see tail feathers peeking out.
There we go.
When you put them in white paper.
Well, it was just a, you know.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go with this guy right here. And Mariah wants to steampunk him.
I like this. It's kind of weird. I like it.
Boy, that's still got a lot of purple on it. Let's not
Go there.
Let's not go there. All right. Let's get some Prussian blue on that baby.
All right.
Maybe I should go white. Now, see what you have to think about is, can you see what you see?
I don't think that coloring books would work the same as a laser print. The print process is not. I mean, because for one, coloring books are usually like a kind of toothy paper.
Mm-hmm. But if you printed them on the laser print printer.
Well, no, that's what she's saying. Like, if you bought coloring books, I guess it would depend on the coloring book, but I don't
No, but
see
if you
that
then printed the coloring book onto other paper and run it through your. You're not using the coloring book, you're just using the design on the coloring book.
Oh, like a copy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that
Now, you want to be careful about that.
That bothers me on a copyright level.
Yeah.
But if you're using it for your art, I don't see that that would necessarily be a problem.
But I would never try to sell it.
Yeah.
Okay, you see that bird flopping there? That is not good. Does not bode well.
Oh, Trisha's a huge Poe fan.
I want to get this off here before it starts.
Super sticking.
Okie dokie.
You need the little pokey, thing. There you go. He's a little goopy.
Well, I don't know that this is going to be.
It got goopy.
Got goopy. Well, this is probably going to be a lesson.
Patty says purple plus raven seems right to her. Baltimore. Kate says in Jersey, flipping the bird is a state symbol. That's funny. Ooh, what weirdness is happening? What paint did you use?
I used Prussian blue. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to let that dry. We're going to pull it all with either the yellow or the transparent red iron oxide.
All right, well, you got 15 minutes. You think it'll dry in 15?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's pull some more prints here. What do we got going? Let's pull this baby. Yeah, isn't that sweet?
That's pretty nice.
Looks like rusted metal at the bottom of the ocean. Okay.
So Peg's back onto the, collecting things. She says, the hoarding versus collecting. Her husband tells everyone that I have a proper palette to work with. He is so supportive of everything I do. He likes to show it off.
Oh.
Mom's second husband, Carmichael, used to bring people through the house and say...
Through the garage.
Yes, because she stored many of her fancy things in there. And he would show people things.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that does not always happen.
You got, the plate goddesses shining
upon me. Because it could have pulled all that off.
Well, I was thinking that a lot of that other stuff was going to stay back or even pull off the paint.
Pull off of the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know that happens.
It does.
The whole thing is if you're this transparent, these oxides and azos, I don't know what, I don't even know what that means. But they dry quickly and they have a lot of grabbiness to them. And they will pull things off that plate that you didn't think was possible. Well, I'll guarantee you this is a one of a kind. I've never had that happen before.
Well, you guys saw
Never
it
had
here.
that happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Devin's working on her eclectic evolution project for the collab. That is happening this coming Saturday. So basically 1 week away.
I'm going to go with the transparent red iron oxide brand instead of the nickel azo. Just because I want more red.
Yeah, it's going to give it more oomph.
And it's going to make the blue areas more, oh boy, am I glad.
More purpley versus a froggy green thing. Right?
Yeah. Had a real oopsie moment there.
Yeah, your Brayer office. Doing things.
Caught it just in time. Sometimes it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But sometimes it do.
Oh, you're getting the, pea on fire emojis.
I know. Oh, that one print. I'm so proud of that. I mean, I can't tell you how proud I am of that.
Why do you keep trying to put it on there?
Put what on there?
You keep trying to put the Baron on the little...
Well, I've got it blocked here. It can't go there because it'll be stuck to stencils.
This is called Arty Chess.
Oh, man. Got a really nice...
I don't know. That one a little dark.
Well, I think it... But look, you still... it's one of those things that... You got to work at it a little bit. Sometimes when you make your viewers work a little bit more to find things...
It's also
they
called low
appreciate-
contrast.
I would say it's medium. Because
It's
you
all
have some
medium.
high contrast areas here. And enough of them to pull your eye around. You certainly have darks.
Yes. For sure.
Well, I might have been better off doing the yellow. But, c'est la vie.
Francis B is making me think that the Nicolazo yellow is not a good color. She keeps
Oh.
using other things instead.
I've used a lot of the nickel azo. I used it on this one. Tell you what, that purple I really
It
got.
keeps on giving.
Yeah, that's what's on here is the nickel azo. Okay. I'll use it over
You
here.
need to wipe off your hands. You've got that purple everywhere. I think you're transferring
No, it's dry.
it. Okay.
We're gonna, do I have that plate open? No, I don't have that plate open, but I can.
Yes, it needs more on top. A layer of light. Agreed. Susan says though she loves it. It's moody and mysterious, Devin says.
Yes.
Hello, Shelley.
Well, I think this is wonderful. I need to hear it from the folks at home.
Get some blue hearts and pea on fire.
Yeah. All right, here we go, Fran. Now, there's a little mucky muck out there, but,
Oh, she thought that was a cheddar on that other one.
no.
No, yellow ain't cheddar. Cheddar's more orange.
Yeah, this is, And besides that, this is transparent.
Yeah.
All right, this is the yellow, which went a little bit green because we have a little bit of other stuff out there, but oh well.
Oh, all right. Oh. And I'm surprised it didn't, because of its transparency, it didn't go super, you know, like pukey green, you know, froggy business. I don't think. Nah.
Yeah, it went really nice, dark,
Yeah.
olivey.
But then you still have a little hint of the blue in the corner there, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it didn't quite well. It's because I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't push it
Right,
down.
I
Or,
didn't push it down enough. I just wanted to get it off there before it started pulling off pieces from the paper. That's the trick. When you're doing these and they're not like totally dry,
Hey, Sharon.
haven't been overnight, get them on, get them off. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of nice. Okie dokie. Oh, this is so nice. Look at this. But it's stuck to this other one. Oh, well, I'll do that later.
It's got a dangerous
separate
pile going
the,
on up above there. You got 9 minutes.
Separate the Siamese twins later. Okay.
You got 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Well, what can we do in 9 minutes? I don't know. I don't know.
No, don't tilt him. That just seems awkward. I like the perched bird. The flying one, I don't know. I like the perched. Now, this looks like it's probably a medium and a small together here. Yeah. So keep that in mind. There are 3 different sizes. I'll put a link to the.
But I want this one to seem like he's flying in, and I put him at the top of the page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do this. I'm always doing, you know, landscape. I very rarely plan things.
Oh, really switching it up. Doing portrait layout.
Well, now this is going to be funny because he's that ain't going to work.
Hey, they are crafty birds.
They are, but this is a nice diagonal here, I think. Then we'll put in some gears.
Yeah, it's like leave my trinket alone. They collect things.
Yes, they do. Shiny things. They like shiny things. I like shiny things too. Oh, I better be careful. My bird almost got lost in the gears. No, little bird. All right, so what color here? I heard Fran say gunmetal. I don't have gunmetal, but I have graphite, which might be nice.
Okay. Oh, Wendy, she says, she tried using mineral oil on her plate. So one of the things, like if you have stuff that's just clinging on there, use some shipping tape, packing tape.
And yeah,
and pull that stuff up, then condition your plate. Most likely the mineral oil itself is not going to like clean it, like release stuff.
Yeah, well it will, but you got to scrub at it.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's such a good thing.
It's a lot easier to use packing tape, get all that stuff off there, then condition it with mineral oil. Ooh, that's brown.
No, it's not.
That looks brown to me.
It's not brown.
Is
It's
it Van Dyke?
gray.
That looks
Gunmetal. Graphite.
looks like Van Dyke brown to me.
Well, the reason you're seeing that is because there was a little bit of yellow on there.
Didn't start out that way. That's where we
Boy,
ended up.
really, see, look how slicky it is. Slicky. I'm still not down to the point where I really want this, but I may have to do that with tissue paper.
Hello, Pia.
Pia!
It's been a long time. I was
Yeah.
like, Paul Scraps. Yes, I believe that's Pia.
Is that our Pia?
Yeah, Pia from a long time ago. Been a while.
We're happy to see you.
Yes.
want to pick up everything.
Yeah, you want to haze.
I want a haze there, and I think I may have got. Look at that! How cool is that?
Ooh.
Where it went off the page.
Yeah.
Now. Haze it out a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much, Wendy. Yeah, it's not exactly like that's exactly. It conditions the plate. It doesn't clean the plate.
Oh, I get a lot off when I rub.
But it's more for conditioning.
More for conditioning, granted.
Yeah, especially if you've got quite a bit on there. You know.
Yeah.
The packing tape's the way to go. Get her done.
Oh, if you have it built up, yeah. Or especially around the edges, yeah. Use your packing tape first.
Or the Murphy's oil, like Sharon had said, she has hers in a bath right now of the Murphy's oil.
Then see, I've never done that.
No, we do that with the stencils. We've done that with stencils when they get all clogged up.
Yeah.
We're good.
Now I'm getting paint off of my stencil here. Do you see that?
Let's pull more. Move the other direction.
Well, I kind of wanted my sky colors to remain.
Hey, that was smart tucking the bird, and then that way you can help pull up your wheel, your cog. No, pick it up next to the bird. It was already lifted.
Don't want to mess up his feathers, Mariah.
All right.
Now we let this dry.
Yeah, well, hopefully...
And what I'm going to pull this with is the...
Copper!
No! I want it to show through with these colors I have on here, so I'm going to use Dragonfly. So it's going to show in those little...
Oh, yeah,
do you know
pretty.
how the crows out in the sunshine, that iridescent quality? See, look at that. That's going to be really stunning. And what a great composition, Patricia.
Well done, B. Glad you're here to tell yourself that you're doing a good job.
On the back. Well, sometimes
see, even Sharon says orange, which see copper would have been pretty swift, you know, suave too. But I do like that. I think the dragonfly clay stuff is going to be pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. We'll do that one perhaps as a Instagram poll. I haven't posted on Instagram in a while.
Now look at that. That's a stellar print. That does everything it should do. And I thought I had one more over here.
Thank you, Susan. She says those birds are cool. Bye, Trish. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah. I'm back sometime. Here's the one that everybody thought was too dark.
Oh, Sue, welcome. Hello. And what do we use what do you use to attach plates to acrylic?
Nothing. They just stick.
Yeah, they just stick. And the preferred thickness, basically they're like in the window aisle of the hardware store. I can't remember the actual thickness. You don't,
oh yeah, they're like to replace plexiglass that has been.
Now some of the ones that P has are thinner than others.
And I don't really like the thin ones because they're
a little wobbly.
Little wobbly. See that?
Yeah.
Get the thicker ones. They'll be a little bit more, but you'll be happier in the long run.
Especially the bigger plates.
I think one of these is starting to crack on the edge.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's not bad.
No, I like it. It's dramatic.
It's dramatic.
And I think if you were to use this like in a collage piece, if you put your centaur guy in it, that would look really cool.
Oh, my bull centaur.
But then it's so nifty because like I didn't see the bird before, but if you stare at it long enough, the images start to sort of appear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Now, the other thing that I could do is what I did on that one print where I came back in and superimposed.
Yeah, why don't we just go through the prints real quick and then we can...
Okay. All right, let me move this out of the way. And things don't get stuck to it.
And whatever's...
We pulled everything today.
I was going to say, well...
All right, remember this one.
I might need new prints, but she'll probably continue on this afternoon, so no worries on that.
What is it?
I need some Instagram, reels, lady.
Well,
She
I'll
keeps
set
pulling.
you up. Now look at this. Because it went off the page
I
there.
love that.
Is that not the coolest thing ever?
Ah, Marta says a 1/4 inch. Yes, agreed. I think a 1/4 inch thickness of the plate.
Well, I can show you. Don't have one that's not. Okay, here's a really thin one. And then here's one. And you can see the difference. It's not much, but it's still. Now I have some on my little ones that we got the first time. This is really thick. This is really what you want,
Yeah.
if you can get it.
And I'd say that's almost a 1/4. Maybe a little shy, but
Yeah,
why is your little one? I guess because that was the piece that was left over.
yeah. Okay, so it is. It's about 1/8 of an inch.
1/8.
It really is. I'm not just telling you
I know.
that. A 1/4 would be up to this line.
Right.
That would be really thick.
2/8.
I don't think you need that. I think 1/8 is fine.
Yeah.
Don't get anything less than 1/8.
There we go. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Jasper. Ooh, you guys are popping in. Hello, hello.
And here's one nice overlapping
I like that one.
transparent. We just did
Oh, they're
that.
already in the shop. All the cogs and birds and everybody. They're
Remember
in
this
the shop.
background?
They went in last night.
And then remember this one? This is like 2 different cogs.
And Connie says that 3 millimeters, good thickness. Yeah.
Oh, not that. Oh, but here's the one I showed you that I thought if I would take and do an outline of the bird and put it over the top of in like a ghosty white.
Oh yeah, that would be. I challenge you to do that.
By God, I can do that.
Are you gonna do it now?
No.
Okay.
Oh, we're looking at prints. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, this is,
Winner.
you saw it on here. It can be done. Okay, let's see here. We've got some more tissue paper.
Yeah, so we were discussing how funny it was that Fran did all the cogs. Those are her new ones in the shop. And then Brad had been working on the Raven Crows. And it just so happened that they kind of went out together. But they go together.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We would have never been able to
Oh, and
coordinate
we were
that
supposed to
properly.
do something on top of this, and we forgot.
That was the one I said that you were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a nice one too.
That's that Richardson paper.
Yeah, and then remember we pulled this
That's
one.
fantastic.
So, that's it, ladies and gents. That's some interesting paper there. Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on. There's, I think, a question. Hold on. Yay, packing tape does clean my overly painted plate. Thank you. Perfect. Wonderful. Sometimes, Susan's saying if it is really building up the crustiness on the edge, rubbing the oil with your fingers will loosen it all up.
Oh, yeah.
Then wipe it and baby wipe. Yes. That's also very good advice.
Don't use baby wipes use the ones that have the tinsel in it, because if you use the kind that
you'll have
dissolve,
a fluffy
you're going to
business.
have stuff all over your plate, and it's.
You'll have to get the packing tape out.
No, I had to. Well, I took it to the sink and just rinsed it off with water. I couldn't get it to come off. I was just rubbing it around and making little balls. It was really irritating. I was mad at myself because I kind of knew that. I was just too lazy to go downstairs and get the other kind of.
Yes, like Patty says, otherwise they're really hard to pick up and use stamp or see the underside. Yes, keeping your plate clean has many advantages versus the, if you want the crusty, busty business, whatever, that's great. Make your painty papers. But if you're going to try to get prints, do stamping, do a lot of different techniques. Keep your plate clean.
Yep.
That's our PSA.
You will be
Keep it
happier.
clean.
You will be happier. And your plate will last longer.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. All right, guys. Thank you so much for once again hanging out with us. So this is Sunday. We will be back on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Would love to see those of you that were here today. I know that, between the time changes and things, that isn't always possible. So that is also one of the reasons that we end up streaming 3 times a week. So that way we have a variety of folks, and you can kind of at least make one or, as many of the streams as you possibly can. Watch us on replay. That is equally loved, and we just, any support that we get from you guys, just know that we love and adore you as well. Leave the comments. I always answer them. P sometimes even pops over there when I tell her that if you've directed a conversation to her, that she needs to get over there and talk to some people about some things.
And I do, but a lot of times I'm figuring out stuff that I need to do for now.
Yeah, it's starting to become like, because we want to make
Because
sure
you do have a point where you're like, okay, I don't know what to do next that I haven't done. But, obviously, we can still think of something.
Yeah, and I think sometimes just coming up with just new ways to show the things that we have already done is really more key than anything. And we just like hanging out with you guys. That's the biggest thing. So if you are enjoying that as well, we very much appreciate it. Like, subscribe, do all of that business. Otherwise, we will see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.